All right. All right. So start off a little rough. A little rough. We got some confusion. Welcome back, Rattle. Yeah. Confusion with the stream keys for the different accounts and stuff like that. And then everything didn't want to seem to be working once I got everything back together. But got my coffee poured, got the stream, looks like it's working correctly finally. So that's a good thing. I think everything's working. Yep. All right. All right. So let's get in the mood here. Let's turn off the light here. And I will, at the end of the stream, I will put a link to all the creators that I'm about to announce, because I think they deserve to be recognized. All right, so I think let's just begin. Let's see, where are we at? Boom. Let's get in game. Let's see if we get this shit working again. Because I noticed, oh man, I should I have no idea what everything's screwing up. Skeleton window. Everything's screwing up today. I noticed that in my last stream that my scaling for my game was like completely wrong, and I don't understand why. So let's see if we can get it working. I think that works, maybe. I think that works. Oh. All right, yeah. Technology. Why do you hate me? Happy weekend. Yes, happy weekend. I got my coffee. I got the light turned off. We are going to play some Elden Ring. And it's going to be fun, and it's going to be amazing. And we're going to get into the lore, and we're going to get into the game, and everybody's going to have a fun time. Hope. So, Rattle says, you know what would be awesome if somebody out there in the ether did something cool fan fiction for this game and tell us all about it on stream. You know what? Somebody should write some fan fiction. Somebody with a good creative mind. I wish. Somebody out there who can see the moonlight, and take it very seriously. All right, so let's get on. Let's start. All right, first off, we're gonna get out some shout outs, and I'm gonna put all these links. I'm gonna link them in the show notes because these people deserve your not your views, but they deserve your attention because they're coming out with great content, and they're friends of mine, or I would consider them friends. They probably don't think of me, which is fine. But Serious Moonlight, I don't know if y'all ever heard of that guy. People in the future, Serious Moonlight. It's @_ Serious Moonlight. He came out with a video today. It's fucking fantastic. Great. Whoop boop bing. Great. Very entertaining, very in depth. Really deep thinker there. So you got Serious Moonlight. Boss Saucer finally on YouTube. Jackal Khan on YouTube. You got Ananekapu on YouTube. You got Not Godwin on YouTube. You got Metafactual on YouTube. Who else? Spiral Unity on YouTube. Shout out to all these people. And if I missed you, I'm sorry. But you got all these people. Check them out. Doing great content out there. Great content. And Boss Saucer, his channel's new, so don't expect anything great. But he's got a funny video. Let's see. Let's see. Where are we? Where are we? A whole new generation. I'm telling you. They're the new generation. And imagine that I'm John the Baptist. John the Baptist. I'm out in the wilderness calling out the names of these great lore tubers. Because they're seeing things that the OGs don't see. Because the OGs are stuck in their ways. And they don't see things for the way the new people do. I'm sorry. That's just the truth, right? But it's great stuff regardless. Let's see. I released a stream highlight today. And in that stream highlight, somebody asked if I farted. No. I have a dynamic mic and it's not going to pick up my fart. Thank God. But it can pick up my ottoman, which because I have a wooden floor and my ottoman makes noises when I move it around because my feet, I have like restless leg syndrome, I guess. I put my feet up, I put my feet down, I drink some coffee. I also have a big wooden chair that rubs against the wood here. Take that out of context if you want. You be tuned. I sometimes I be farting. I'm not gonna lie. I pass the gas. But you ain't gonna hear it because of my big comfy chair. So I thought that comment was very hilarious. It made me laugh while I was sitting at work. So thank you for that. Let's see. There was something else. Yeah, so I came out with 2 stream highlights. They're getting good receptions, good feedback. Starting some conversations. And that's what I like to see. You know, it's not about the numbers, it's about the conversation, which I think is good. There are a lot more comments than I could possibly whatchamacallit, sit down and comment back at the moment, but I will get around to it and reply to everybody, even if it's a dumb comment. Rattle says, toot it and boot it, baby. Toot it and boot it. I agree. 100%. Oh, I think we're at Manus Matir. What Jackal was talking about is fan fiction. If anybody's like interested in fan fictions, right? I was thinking I wrote a possible fan fiction. It's only 72 pages or 8 pages. But it is a fan fiction about the faction that I created and that many people are a part of, and I appreciate it. About the Golden Inquisition and how it starts, and it's mainly just my characters. But I was talking to Sirius Moonlight, the content creator, and he was asking me questions if I wanted to, how would I go about making a fan fiction lore related fan fiction in game or into videos. And I brought out the idea of the journals of the Tarnished, right? Tarnished journals, or whatever the channel is called, or the video series, because that was a great video series, and I watched a whole shitload of those. And I don't have the good English speaking voice, elegant English voice that man has, but I probably want to do something like that. But we did throw around some ideas, so we'll see if any of those stick, and you might see that in the future if you're interested in some story related, original storytelling in the world of Elden Ring. Um, if you watch this in the future, let me know. Put a comment down. If not, it's probably still going to come because I like doing stuff. But here we are. Here we are at Manus Matir, right? This is where my character Albedo was a sword-handed knight. This place is quite interesting, in my opinion. So let's pull out a light bulb. All right, and we're gonna use my favorite light because the ghost flame torch is probably, if you're doing lore exploration, ghost flame torch is my favorite. And then if you're in game doing stuff, the beast repellent torch is the best. All right, so let's go look around, because when I first came through here, I don't know if anybody realized, but there's a hidden room here to the left and right of these, or hidden hallways, right? And you pass right by them, I'm not sure if anybody knew that, but because, if you're just walking by, you're like, oh, look, it's just a part of the wall. You're not really paying attention. Everything's smoky. And then, yeah, there's this area here. And when I first saw this, I thought it was going to be like something like really great, right? It is so dark in here. I thought it was going to have like a hidden area, like, what is it? Like we see in Caria Manor, right? Or in Raya Lucaria. And so, if you don't know, you can do this and it will unlock all hidden doors or reveal them, right? But yeah, there's nothing in here. Nothing but a bunch of bird cages, which I don't know if anybody played Dark Souls 3, but these bird cages always remind me of Gertrude and her angels. Is that a toy? No, it's a butterfly. Glintstone butterfly. Oh, I was about to say a toy. Nice. Or Glintstone firefly. But yeah, there's like literally nothing back here, which I think is a shame. Wait. Oh, I was about to say that looks kind of like the Elden Ring, but it looks like kind of like an Elden Ring man, like a person, stick figure with an Elden Ring head. But it's the three fingers probably. And even when you come to this side, same thing. I mean, I was like, oh wow, there's gonna be stuff back here. It's gonna be amazing, and I'm gonna find a secret. And no. Rattle says there are tons of cages at Raya Lucaria too. I wonder what the role birds played in their sorcery, because they do be having tons of cages, lots of cages. He says cages, lots. Yeah, they do. And that's and the thing is, you never see a one bird. You don't see any birds anywhere. I mean, you see them out in the wild, but you don't see, none of the cages have birds in them. Which I think is, I think it may be part of the visual storytelling, that we're not picking up here. Rattle says, not even bird bodies. Welcome back, Zanad. There's actually a room in Raya Lucaria with tons of dead birds. Where? Oh, we're going to Raya Lucaria because I have to see this. Where is this room? Zanad. I've never seen this room. And I'm a fact check you right now. Live fact checking. Oh my goodness. Let me go get the key. I apologize, Zanad. Let me get the key real quick. And hopefully I'm wrong. Hopefully there is a bunch of birds here, because I mean, the game is so big and there's so much going on. You do miss stuff. It's the one with the small jars, he says. And Raya Lucaria with the small jars? Where are the small jars? Right, Lucario. Small jars. Oh, okay. So out in the atrium or the patio, after you defeat the wolf, were they putting birds? If there are birds there, were they using birds as filler for the little jars? Before the roof, before the wolf. All right. We're about to scrutinize every little area. Let me get rid of the spell. You know what? I'm gonna keep that spell. We're gonna have it for funsies. Now we're gonna use the spell. All right, let's go. Let's do it. We're bird hunting today on the Golden Inquisition. All right, all right, all right. We're gonna have this out. Look for bird bodies. Oh, there is a bird there. Oh snap! I was wrong. There's a bird right here in the front. Wow, Zanad, you are probably one of the best lore tubers ever. Lore enthusiasts. Hold on. I wonder if we can put a rock on that so we can see the bird. Nope. Come on. What kind of bird is that? All right. All right. So we got one bird. One bird. Okay. All right. Yeah, definitely. Oh, this whole place is filled with birds. It's all the same type of bird? Nice. All right. Proven wrong. Are they alive? They're moving. Can we let's see. Yeah, they're moving in there. Well, I guess that would be if death wasn't a thing. I mean, are animals affected by those that live in death or affected by the rune of death? You know what? I never considered that. But I suppose animals too would be affected by the removal of rune of death as well. Wow, I'm completely flabbergasted. Wait, are all these filled with? I always assumed that these were all empty. A majority of them look like they might be, but dang. Well, learn something new every day. Okay, there's birds. I was wrong. back to Manus Matir. All right, so let's restart our lore theorizing on Manus Matir since we learned something new today. All right, so when you're like in the dark, the best light, literally starting over, is the white light of the ghost flame. Let's double check, make sure there's no birds in these fucking cages. There could be one under there. Is there? Nope. At least they covered the birds so they could sleep. I mean, all right. So in Manus Metir, what is that? There is something up there. Is that a body? Bird body? Or is that a person? Oh my God, what is that? Let's see. Let's carefully jump on here. And now let's zoom in if we can over there. Carefully jump. Dang. Okay, hold on. Jump. Carefully jump. Carefully jump. Maybe they studied the absence of death in the world. Perhaps. Is it one of those crystals like the lanterns? Thank you, Insight. He says he loved the Gek video. Thank you, man. And the only reason I say Gek is because of Rattle. He's an influence on modern lingo on my old ass. Look, there's another body. So there's bird bodies in here. Oh, dang. All right, let's see if there's a body. Because it's definitely not moving. I wonder if there's a cage with a body that's on the ground. Because what if that's a person, like a midget militia or whatever the sign, whatever their name, vulgar militia. Saying the full thing is for Smoketown video runtime. Yeah, bro, I'm not into that 1 hour videos or 4 hour ones. There's who is it? There's somebody, I forget who it was. They make like a 10-hour lore video. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, get out of here with that. I got stuff to do. Welcome back, Nozzle. Let's see. Man. The room is guarded by the big jar and has the little jars in it. Oh, you're talking about the hidden room in the back. Okay. Look, all right. So there's bodies inside those. There might be bird bodies. So did he starve his birds? Did he forget to feed them? Let's continue to look around. Maybe we'll find some of whatever's in those alive or dead. Wait a minute. Has he been feeding the birds to the finger creeper that he considers his son? Is that why the cages are torn open? Holy shit. Look, that one's like the whole thing's been like ripped off. And is that little finger creeper eating the birds? Let's see. Insight says, I think they're little fingerlings. Rattle says, harvesting life force from the birds turns to crystals. Crystals give power. Well, he is a glintstone sorcerer, right? But I don't. I think at this point he's turned away from the glintstone sorcery because we don't see any glintstones, or I haven't. The Arbiter, statues of the Arbiter are here. And if you believe this is Radagon, and anybody that says Radagon did make an appearance in the DLC, well, here you go. The Arbiter. Okay. Oh, wait. So, well, I guess I'm wrong. There are glintstones in the, I guess those are lanterns, lantern stones. But does that really count? Are there any feathers or anything like that to prove that the birds are there? Well, we have the cages. I mean, that's proof that it was birds. And we have bodies. We have a body or a few bodies that we can't see clearly. If somebody gets in contact with Bonfire VN, maybe he can pull one of these down and see what's in there. And there's another one up there. If you look at that one, that one does look like fingers. Like a 3 fingers. Was he building 3 fingers here? Hold on, let me reset. So to reset these things, I'll try to jump on them more carefully. I'm saying, like, I'm saying Raya Lucaria scholars might have been doing that. Oh, I see. That's what Rattle says. That they're using the bird's life force to make crystals, and into the crystals give power. Oh, and takes power from the crystals. I wonder if Rattle says also, I wonder if there are a lot of cages in Carian Manor too. There are a lot of finger creepers there. We can go check it out. You know what? I think those are finger creepers. Yeah. You definitely see the nails. Oh, look, it's clipping. The fingers are clipping on this one. Oh, they were. So he's got the finger creepers. Look, you can see the distinct fingers there. So he's got the finger creepers in cages. Are these his failed experiments that he's studying, or are these ones that he captured and is studying them? What the Cocoa birds. Let's see. Maybe it's a soul transfer thing. Definitely connections between finger cages and the sky. Finger clippers. Fingerlings. I'm telling you. Insight. I think you're right. I agree. I see the fingers now. Not very motherly, says it's not. No, not at all. Not at all. What nefarious things was he doing to these little creepers? To hell with them, but still. They deserve a swift execution, but not torture. All right, let's go back to Raya Lucaria and let's go look for these dead birds. Now that we've seen the disturbance in Manus Matir. Nussel says he wants to make a proper 2 fingers, I guess, being a better mother than Matir. Yep. I can see that. I can agree with that. that he's dissecting them to see what their shimpi is. Shimpai. Rettel says, could this mean that what was done with the birds of with the birds at Rhea is being done with the fingers here in Matir? Oh, maybe. Or maybe he's using the bodies of the birds to turn them into fingers. Because he can't birth them himself yet. So at first he was, turning them into, mutating them like a science experiment, Resident Evil style, like Umbrella. Zanad says, and the dead birds are on the floor to use blah blah. And the dead birds are on the floor, so use a bright rune stone thing. All right. Well, we're going there now. We will find the birds. And we will bring absolution. Wait, where's I don't have my good sword. I need my sword. I gotta have this thing. I love this sword. It's the best power up in the game if you're a holy build. Damn, these guys are gonna kick my ass. Wow. Bing bong. There we go. We're just gonna get this real quick, and we're gonna. Damn robots. Very interesting mystery emerging from the stream. I'm telling you. Do a video. Yeah, you know what? I'll make a highlight clip of it. If we figure something out. I think we will. We're smart. Let's see. No dead bodies there. Well, what if the birds were like little zombies too? No zombies in there. Oh, I guess animals are affected too by the rune of death. I never put that together with those dogs being zombified. Dun dun dun. Perhaps, you know what I was thinking at first, if the birds were dead. If the birds were like the canaries for like miners, if the bird died, that means the magic was unstable or the magic was dangerous to humans or whatever. But if they're, what other nefarious reasons would they be using little birds? Oop. This spell is mean. All right. So we want to go in there, so we have to go through the hidden tunnel. Oh, no. Before he turns around, we'll just stab him in the back. I know that guy's minding his own business, but still. Crazy that that bloom comes from your womb. I wouldn't say it comes from your womb. I think it comes from like, let's see, your stomach, stomach, your torso. Where else would it come from? Like on your back, I guess. Like Melania, maybe. What's up, Pharaohs? Welcome back. I thought it might be actual cocoa birds. They might be. I'd have to look up a picture of them because these birds have like a red cheeks or something like that. Oh, welcome back, Mastrote. Law regression creates the divide for the runes of the arcane to coalesce, manifests as hunger or desire for more. All right, there should be a bunch of dead birds in here from what I'm told. Yes, there is. So they are feeding them. They're feeding them to the finger creepers. No. No. Are they? Well, we have skeletons here too also, right? Hold on. I may have jumped the bone there. Jumped the bone. Welcome. Thank you for the super chat, Mastrote. 1 second. Let me do some crafting real quick. Where are the stones? Where are the stones? Where are the stones? Where they there? All right. Oh man, I need to go buy some stones. Mastrote says, y'all heard GI is coming around on my timeline? I wouldn't go that far, bro. I just think America is a jar saint or a jar saint now. A survivor. There is some legitimacy to that thought nowadays, I think. So I'm like 80% onto it. Onto America as a jar saint. Okay, so oh. All right, here we go. All right, so we have bones. We have crystals. We have jars. Little jar people. Okay. What does it all mean? We have the birds. I thought there was going to be a room full of birds, but it's just a little pile of birds. Let me put some more crystals down. We'll look at them with the old telescope. All right, here we go. What kind of birds are these? They are their eyes blotted out? Do they have? Yeah, they don't have any eyes. They have blind birds. Blind birds. Rattle says, were sorcerers stuffing their own jars? I'm starting to think that's what they were doing, perhaps. Both the black and channel billed cuckoos have red eyes, by the way. Okay, so these could probably be cuckoo birds, but why don't they have eyes? Their eyes are covered either with like a wax or I mean, it is pinkish. So a part of me wants to say scarlet rot, right? But I'm like, that's silly. That's too far out there. Zanon says, my memory exaggerated, I guess. Well, I mean, it's okay. Nobody's memory is perfect, especially yours and mine. Mastrote says, that's the first part of my timeline. Jar Saint leads you to Radagon, shared a body with Marika. Never. I will never concede to that. And that leads you to Marika stole the sun power and betrayed the horn. You've been smoking again, bro. I can tell. Wax. Your Pharaohs? Yes, wax. I would agree with wax. Matrote says, by sacrificing the other numbers. The other numbers. Maybe. No. I don't know, man. You need to write down your entire timeline in the Discord and I will read it. Do year 1, year 2, year 3. Just write it all down in one long timeline and I will read it and I will let you know. Their eyes are covered in scarlet rot. Insight. I instantly thought that, but I'm not sure. Because if it is scarlet rot, why is it not affecting the rest of the body? Right? Wait, this bird here. Is it the leg or is it the leg or under the feathers? Can we see? Oh, shit. Were they testing scarlet rot? Let's hold on. Let's see. No. It's just the, because I thought this right here, I'm using my little diamond. I thought this right here was more of the red stuff, but it's just the feathers being pink of that. Let's see. Youth Mind says, whoa, what is this? We're looking at birds, the dead birds in Raya Lucaria, because we didn't find any birds in Mantis Matir in the bird cages, mind, but we did find finger creepers dead in those bird cages in Mantis Matir. Mastrote says, oh, Mastrote corrects himself. The other Newmans. Mastrote says, I'm too retarded to write the timeline. It's all in my head. I'm telling you, you should write it, man. You should write it. What power could these little birds have? Pharaoh says. Insight says they're rotted for sure. Man, I really don't want to. I really don't want to say rotted, right? But look at these. They have a lot of faith. They can't see. Where they that one doesn't even have a head. Right here. No, it's probably the angle. Welcome to the stream, everybody. This is what we do. Look at birds. We're bird watching. Look, I'm Nussel. Let's see. Interesting. Mine says this is definitely something I overlooked before. Yeah, me too. I've never seen these. We can all thank Zanad tonight for this body of birds here. Mastrote continues, and that's how Marika defeated the other gods by grafting them into her sealed them. To seal them, that's why her sons and daughters have those curses. You have an interesting take on things, Mastrote. I will concede to that. Your Pharaoh says, could it be related to Raven Mount assassins, the red spirit that Yura fights? The only connection I would say it was the birds, but ravens are black. They're like bigger crows, right? Or smaller. But otherwise, I don't know. I don't know why they were killing the birds. Hold on, let me see if I can play with the camera, see if there's something in this thing. No. Wait, is there another pile of birds anywhere? Let's just double check. We have bones here. What were the Karians doing with bones? You know, with people. These people were brought here post humorous, I think it's called, or whatever. Because their bodies are just piled up, right? They just piled up their bodies. Who were these people? Were these Glintstone students that didn't make it? You know, instead of becoming miners and stuff, they became sacrifices. Can we? No, that's pretty solid. I was gonna try to manipulate the camera, see if there was something in here. No. All right, so birds. No, we have a lot of dead birds, or a handful of dead birds. That face up there has golden eyes. Do the helmets have golden eyes? Where are they? Blue, green, closed, purple-ish. All right, so there's a new conspectus here. A new conspectus, ladies and gentlemen. The golden eye conspectus. Or maybe, interesting. All right. I don't know. We got some. Oh, here's another pile of birds. I take it back. Zanad, you're right. This room is full of dead birds. Rattle says a residue life force transposed into crystals. Like they were taking the last of the bodies and letting the crystals absorb it. I could see that. I could see that. I wouldn't put anything past these sorcerers. Maybe a product of Radagon's time here. Sorcery plus gold? I would say so. Could Radagon have been like the leader of his own conspectus that got dismantled, or not dismantled, abolished when he became Elden Lord? Or when he left Renala? Birds, books, and glintstone. Mr. Orte says, question to all. Oh, he's questioning everybody. Yes, stuffing jars with flesh and stacking bones by crystal. Oh, I don't know. These sorcerers, they'll do anything for power, man. And that's why you can't trust them. Oh, he asked me the question too. Okay, let's see. The pieces of stone that are in Kaled near a bistro sanctum, near the bistro sanctum, are pieces of Fair Missoula, right? Question mark, he says. They kind of look like coffins or some sort of ritual, but the stone looks weird, like melted. That is true. Mr. Strode, I believe they are from the same era of when Fair Missoula was prominent. But I believe that those creatures there were used as mortar for the statues or buildings or whatever. Because I think it was done against their will, like as a punishment, because they are handcuffed. All right, let's see. Oh, look, this little girl's wearing, she's not using the book. She has a candle. Okay. Rhea Lucaria. Oh wait, look. Let's see. Do we see the gold one? Right there. His eyes are taken out. All right. Yeah, he's got like a yarmulke on or something. I never noticed that side before. It, I like I've said before, the glintstone sorcery and all this Karian stuff. I'm really weak in the lore with it, only because it's never interested me. But at the moment, it is. All right, so we have. Let's see. We have him present here, right? This guy here with the fancy headdress. He's there. The twins. The twins are probably there, just not twinned up. That one there. Oh, there's the yarmulke one, right? Yeah. Yeah. That's him. She's not going to be there. Who's this guy? Why do they all have sad frowns? Bearded guy, sad frown. I'm telling you, that face with the golden eyes, that's something new. Something new. Unless what was I think I was before I got distracted. I think what if that's like security system? When the eyes glow that you're being watched. He's got like a bandana, open mouth, mustache. Could that be one of the twins? No, he's got mustache rolls, or not mustache rolls, beard rolls or whatever. This guy. Yeah, that's him. The lineage of Olivinus Conspectus began with the sorcerer Lestat, and its adherence continues his study of meteors. So, all right. So he's got golden eyes. So if there's glintstone in the eyes, does that mean that the golden glintstone that we see, where do we see that golden glintstone in Caelid? Does that mean? Hmm. 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 I remember a couple months ago we were there in Caleb looking at that golden glintstone, and I think somebody in the chat had expressed that the golden glintstone was because of Mikla's studying glintstone sorcery, trying to put it all together. But if golden glintstone was already in Raya Lucaria, that means it was already known, right? Restarte says the jars, the balls of sorcerers and grafting are all the same kind of ritual to achieve demigods. I would agree that they're trying to not to be demigods, but they're trying to ascend into a higher being. The room definitely has to do with the heretical graven mage experience. Oh, you know what, Zanad, you hit the nail on the head. I think that's a better explanation than anything I came up with. Mastrote says that don't make sense to be used as mortar to make more sense that they were used to fuel the ritual to give power to the dragons. No, they are all beastmen, not just beast. Well, the reason it doesn't make sense from your point of view, no, the reason it doesn't make sense for what you said, that they're all sacrificing themselves to give power to the dragons, is because there's no indication that makes a connection that the beastmen were sacrificing themselves to give power to the dragons. The only thing that we know for sure and that we can see in the environment is that the dragons became the earth, or became stone, or embedded themselves in the ground, like the talismans say. Now, with the beastmen being there inside these things, we can see that the beastmen, or we can see that the Nox and the Aenir Limb, that they use bodies to build towers, right? So if they were using bodies as mortar, then the question would be, who developed it first? Was it Farum Azula, or was it the other civilizations? And and then in doing that, I would say, as you know, what was the purpose of it, right? I mean, were they really channeling spiritual energy, or were they just, using, people as a cheap form of mortar, and especially using people that they were, what's the word? Systematically killing, or didn't like. Machote says, no, it don't make sense to waste the slaves and use them as concrete when they can build more things. No. The beastmen, the form of the beastmen that we see, they may not be slaves. They're just, regular citizens, because regular citizens or slaves, for instance, they don't get armor, they don't get jewelry, they don't get weapons, they don't get a civilization. Now the slaves, perhaps there were slaves in the Nox, maybe there were slaves in an Aenir Limb, but every thing that we see of the beastmen, they're adorned with jewelry. Your Pharaoh says, if Miklo was a Golden Order fundamentalist, that means he must have studied glintstone at some point. Probably. I would say that's a fair statement to assume. Because the Golden Order fundamentalism is the study. Well, it's a critical look at faith, right? And so if you're looking at faith that way, then I would say most likely. The thing's gonna kill me. I just want to look at birds. Ah. The source says there's more of a reason why the beastmen can't be mortar than just important. They were important. There's more of a reason. That's more of a reason why the beastmen can't be mortar than they were important. Well, of course they can be. Of course they can be mortar. If the dragons themselves can be mortar, then the beastmen themselves can be mortar as well. Despite, where they are in the hierarchy of the civilization. If at the very top the dragons are turning into a stone wall, then the beastmen can too. And they can either do it, they can either do it as a punishment, or they can do it, willingly. I mean, if you look at Farum Azula, the saying, what's good for the gander is good for the geese, definitely applies to everything, because whatever happens to the dragons happens to the beastmen. The only thing that we see that the dragons are affected by is that the whole live and death thing. That's different. Shit. Oh, dog. drinking some coffee. All right, here we go. Let's see. Mastrote says maybe the beastmen were the saints / demigods, quotes demigod or / saints, quotes saints, right? Demigods that the dragon's religion created. By giving them intelligence and power, they became the demigods, and the beasts are just like normal humans. I would like that idea, but we know that well, we know from item descriptions that have been taken out of the game that the beasts got their intelligence, their fifth finger or their opposable thumb from the greater will itself. Your pharaoh says, for me, it was a deception. The gold and the jewels, in the end, they are servants. Their spirits belong to the ancient dragons. I mean, your pharaohs, I'm not going to say you're wrong, but that at this point, with that statement, in my opinion, you're just at this point just ignoring what you're looking at and saying, no, this is not what it means. It actually means this, even though it means that they were not what you're saying. Because ask anybody, you're not going to put a slave in good jewelry and then bury them or encase them in stone or whatever. No, you ain't doing that. That's asinine. You're just not doing that anywhere in the world. Unless, no, I'm going to say no. No. I'm sorry. Rattle says, how are those spells being cast without a catalyst, or is it just video game? Are you talking about the dog? That is a good question, Rattle. It might be just video game, but I would also another question I would ask too is, how did an animal learn how to cast spells? They can't even talk. Well, we know Muriel can talk, but that's about it. Mastrote says, you're fighting logic. The beastmen and the dragons couldn't be used as dirt just to build things. We get to see them like that because the story is telling us this is important, and we see the what? Mastrote, what? Insight says, but they did in Africa and Asia. They did bury slaves with jewelry. Insight. And Mastrote says, let's see. Yes, but you have to put those descriptions to a task. Descriptions to a task. There are some of them that were written intentionally like that to sound like a lie or propaganda. Well, I wouldn't say that's some. I would say that's a lot, but I agree with that, your statement there. Rattle says, yes, the dog. Pharaoh says, for me, it's similar case to the pygmies in Dark Souls. Well, if you're looking at Dark Souls, and yeah, it's a mimic, says Earth Mind. Maybe. Oh, you know what that is? The dog could be. Well, if it was a mimic, wouldn't we have gotten the mimic thing? Rattle says, it lets out a little wolf. The sword is a blue sword spell. Artcast. I don't know. Rattle. Vicious, yes, I can find an example real quick. Yes, all right, find me an example. Poll, from 1 to 10, how biased is GI to new theories? I'm not biased at all. 7. No, I'm biased to thinking that when a person believes that they have the answer, that's what I'm biased to. I like new ideas, but when you come at me or you come with the idea that you know for sure what you're talking about, that's when we're gonna have a discussion or a debate. because the game is so mysterious. You have to be open minded to things. IG is biased against Mastrote. Not really. I've agreed with some of what he said. Nostal, don't try to be an antagonist, or what's the word? Not antagonist. Instigator. So no, that's true. Because we can go into wild speculation. And yeah, Mikla is a time traveler. We can go like that. That's crazy. I don't understand Spanish, bro. That's a lot. That's a lot of Spanish. I understand the J. All right, let's see. While we wait on who was looking that up, Insight. All right, let's see. Nussel says, "Okay, sorry. I agree with your take on the beast. They were granted intelligence by the Great Oil, but their funeral rituals and jewelry proves that." Hmm. Well, okay. Okay, I can see where I can see where you're coming from with that. All right. Mastrotha says, "Your pharaohs, I don't think that's true. That's a very out there extra blah. My timeline is more based on logic and only speculates where there's are holes." All right. All right. Farrah Missoula. Why are we always talking about dragons on this stream? All right. Rattle says Farum is also a special place, like a temple. Maybe they were considered servants or workers than a slave. Well, I mean, man, I don't have a character in Farum Missoula, but guards maybe too. I mean, there's a whole lot of things, right? I think the beastmen were like the nobles we see. Okay. Because dragons equal, because Radagon equals dragon. Duh. Never. Never. That's nah. Is Radigan okay. So why are we in the debate parlor? I was looking for birds and I didn't see any. So I'm going up to the second floor. We're looking for birds still. So now it's got me on a bird watching whatchamacallit quest. I don't think anybody looked up the cuckoos. Birdwatch Odyssey. Yeah, we're looking. Insight's back. He says, I was tripping. The only thing I could find was about Romans and Greeks being buried with gold coins to pay their way across. Oh, I guess I was right. All right. Thanks. Thanks, Insight. I appreciate it. Big dog. I appreciate it, man. All right. Let's see. Oh, he's going to kill me. All right. Let's see. Are there any birds over here? Oh, just a guy laying down. He's sleeping. All right. So, bird cages over here. No birds. Any bodies? Oh, you know where there's a lot of bird cages? Oh shit. Let's this way. We'll look for bodies. No bodies. Drink. 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 Jesus. I kicked my ass. All right, here we go. Oh. He's going to hit me with a book. I don't want to learn. And also says it's more often that people burn themselves with some slaves. Yeah, I think I've seen that, especially like Northern Europeans, like king or somebody. They'd have the slave girl or the maiden burn with them on the ship. And I know like the Egyptians, didn't they also like bury some slaves with them alive, especially the ones that worked on the pyramids? But I think that might just be speculation on history. I'm not sure if that's factual. Too bad Meta's not here. Oh. It's like I just thought the slaves were getting buried on their own. Nevik, new game plus? Yes. Yes, definitely new game plus. New game plus 34. I'm playing. Number 4. We're looking for birds. The Egyptians did. I do remember that. See? I remember high school, man. Not a lot. All right, so let's look for bird bodies up here. Rattle, did you ever see did you look up the cuckoos? Do they look like the birds we found? No bird bodies. Insight says they get a good job in the afterlife. It's a good gig, Rattle. I mean, job security is always good, man. Oh no, I only level my characters 200. That's it. I never go past 200. There should be a. That's what I'm looking for. Slope says, looks like the main culprit are Vikings, Chinese, and Egyptians. Even the Vikings buried themselves with beheaded slaves. Oof, yikes. I mean, that's pretty awful, man. Your employer dies or whatever, and then it's like, oh, off with your head, everybody dies. And you know what? Slope, that's a good that's something interesting there. There may be a connection between the Vikings buried themselves with beheaded slaves. Where do we find beheaded soldiers? Mausoleum knights, right? And the mausoleum gear says that they did that so they could protect or serve their lord even in death or some crazy shit like that. Hold on. Well, knights having willingly beheaded themselves so that they may serve their master in death. So maybe they're not slaves, but that's still just as crazy. Would I? What if those mausoleum knights didn't ask for that? You know, what if that's just let's look at the. Now I'm curious. Now let's look at that English. Let's see, Lord Knights. Oh, well, no, there's no indication to say that that might be hearsay. There's no if it's said to be or said or anything like that. It's a pretty direct statement. A self-inflicted curse that ties the spirits of those loyal knights to the land, having willingly beheaded themselves. So that, yeah. All right. So yeah, they did it themselves on purpose. That's crazy. Insight says they for real look kind of similar to channel build cuckoo channel Chanel build cuckoo birds. Rattle says that they don't look like the birds they don't look like the cuckoo birds on Google. Slope, welcome back, Slope. Slope says the Viking Age Scandinavia forensic evidence in Norway, IG Flagstaff, revealed graves where slaves were decapitated and buried with their masters, likely acting as a grave gift for the afterlife. Insight says the Chinese food of a lot of human sacrifice. The Chinese food the Chinese food a lot of human sacrifices with vessels called ding that look really similar to the Forge of Ruin, low key. Oh, we'll have to go look at the Forge of Ruin. Rattle continues. He says, I found one that kind of looks like the bird bodies we saw. The beak looks kind of similar and the feather patterns, but blah. And the feather pattern, I put the pic in Elden Ring General on the Discord. Okay. Zanon says, my Google search matches perfectly. Oh, dang, what's your prompt? Let's see. Zanon also continues. They just don't have the weird wax on their eyes. So perhaps the wax is, like what is it, like falcons? They put those things over the bird's eyes, the covers. Insight says, did not food. I'm on mobile and it's hard to be an accurate speller. Oh, I agree. That's why when I'm on mobile, I always use voice to text, and even fucks me up. Slope says the Chinese emperor's tombs with mercury flooding the tomb is a trap. Always reminds me of the silver tear stuff with Nox. They had that much mercury back then. That's crazy. All right, so there's supposed to be a key somewhere around here. All right, so this is going to be the last place I'm looking for birds. Or at least up here for dead birds. Oop. Damn. All right, back to the bird hunt. There's a chair. No birds, no birds. We're going to kick that down. All right, let's see. Birds, birds, birds. All right, so there might be birds down there. So we're going to, dang. All right, let me heal up. And then we'll go kill that guy. We'll see if we can get him with this. From all the way back here. Back here. He won't even know what hit him. Nope. He won't even know what hit him. Nope. He won't even know what hit him. There we go. Ah. All right, back to the bird watching. Let's see. Slope says, "Hey, Golden, is it fucking hot in Texas? It's bullshit in Albuquerque." No, it's actually. I think it was like low 70s today. It's not hot yet. It was a nice day. The sun was out. The air had a slight breeze, and then, yeah, I think it was only like 76, 74 ish. Over 100 here. Where? Or there? Oh, in Albuquerque, probably. Let me see. Oh, they do kind of look the same, Rattle. It's 94. It's going to be 94 degrees tomorrow. Today, it got up to 89. That's not too bad. 89 is nice. 94 is good. Once it gets up to like 112, 115, that's when it starts to suck. Chuck Norris is messing with the stuff in heaven, says Rattle, making the weather hot. Oh, man. Yeah, we lost Chuck Norris today. An internet sensation. And before that, he was a martial artist. And after that, he was a movie star. It's kind of weird that he's dead. He's gone. I met Chuck Norris in real life. I met him once. He came to my town on a book signing tour. And I bought his book. I never read his book. I still have it here. What a great guy. Beautiful wife at the time. He was shorter than I expected. And he signed his book. He signed the book and dedicated it to, inside he says to whatever, to my son. So when my son gets old enough to, whatchamacallit, value Chuck Norris for the sensation that he was, he can have the book. But I was wearing it was late at night. It was 11 o'clock at night or something like that. And he got to my little town like late because he was supposed to be there at 7. He didn't show up till like 10. And so we were all standing in line, and he shows up, and it's kind of chilly. So I'm wearing a coat, but under my coat, I'm wearing a Chuck Norris t-shirt that says, the boogeyman checks under his bed for Chuck Norris. And he saw that, right? He was like, "Let me look at your shirt," and I got really nervous because I was like, "Holy shit, this guy's gonna kick my ass." Because I wasn't sure how he took the memes of himself back then, right? And he saw that shirt, and he started laughing, and he was like, he said he loved the shirt, and then he showed his wife. I met her, shook her hand, and yeah, she said she thought it was funny too. His security guards were like some beefed up country boys, I guess. I don't know, man. They all had like, they were all packing like big guns. I want to say Uzis, but that's impossible. But they all were packing some heat, and I was like, man, Chuck Norris didn't fuck around. But yeah, that's the time I met Chuck Norris. He was a real cool guy. Shook my hand, said he loved my shirt. We took a picture. Yeah, cool guy. Zanon says he likes San Antonio, but not in the summer. Never in the summer, man. When you pass when you pass Waco, you go into humid town. It's so humid past Waco, man. That's crazy. Radaboyo says I lived in El Paso for a while. Super hot, yeah. But I'm from the desert, so I don't mind. No, I love the desert too. Slope says it got to 117 in Oregon once. What the hell? Wow. Yeah. Well, what's Oregon? Yeah. No, you're mine. He was Chuck Norris was a great guy, in my opinion. I tried to read his book. It was kind of weird, kind of wacky, but you know, it's whatever. Man, I plan to go to Tucson this summer. Go see my dad. Be like, "What's up? What's up?" Summer. Uh, I had some tamales from this lady, some lady that made them, and they were corn tamales. Y'all ever had corn tamales? It was just masa with sweet corn in the middle. It was so good. Golly, I took like uh 24 of them home and wrapped up. I even bought a cooler just for them. I bought some chorizo too, because man, that chorizo in Tucson was good. Can't get it like that here in Texas, or where I live in Texas. And I put that shit in the cooler, and I drove 9 hours from Tucson over here. I mean, I hauled ass home trying to make sure that shit was safe. But yeah, man, I ate those tamales forever, man. So good, so good. All right, so I guess we've seen the birds. We've learned what we could. These birds are alive. These poor creatures. Hey, Rattle, there's your Shimpi that you're always talking about. Your energy, your life force energy. Or maybe that's Godwin or Boss's water energy. What was that, a frog? Aurora Borealis. Aurora Borealis. Um, I would think so, but I think it represents magical, some type of magical force that's here present. Like the what is that? I guess they would call it, if we were looking at this in game, in with the mindset of somebody who lives in this world. They would probably call that the primeval current. This is probably what gave them their idea for magic and stuff. So, ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the primeval current. Why not? I mean, what else would it be? Let's see if there's anything we can zoom in on it. Blue Grace. Hmm. Blue Grace. Hmm. I. Hmm. Maybe a current, not a primeval one. A current. Oh, hold on. Let me read what Rattle said. A it's a current, a yeah. I think current with an A maybe. A current, not a primeval one. Leyline says the nod. Magic fart says your pharaohs. It could be from the giants. They farted and this was what they left behind. Oh, X. Did y'all see the X? You know what that means? X-Men. That means X-Men. That means Radagon was an X-Men. This is just a retelling of the X-Men comic books, issues 195 to 207. Man, Executioner song. Jeez. That's exactly what all this means. That's Mystique. Her Mystique leaking from her. That's what we're seeing. Rattle, the only reason I said the primeval current, right, is because if we think about if what we can see, maybe perhaps the primeval current passes through this area and is being disrupted by the structures, causing it to break down or deviate in little sections, perhaps. Let's go to the debate part of it. No. What was the classroom? I want to go to the classroom. There it is. Roma toot. Roma toot. I I typed it before you said that. I wasn't correcting you. You were just ignoring my message. I never ignore. I mean, I may miss. Ignore is such a strong word. So strong. All right, let's jump on. Go. All right. We don't see the current over here. I was gonna see if we could see that current in other places. Oh, there's Renala's grave. The real one. Oh, run. Or just run over here. It's Starlight says insight. This is the stuff that condenses as the astrolibs astrolibs labels all around the lands between. Okay. It could be starlight. Because we have starlight shards or whatever, right? Yeah. Prize items that once used in the Eternal City as an ingredient for intoxicating draughts. Wait, did I miss my jump? Oh, frick, I did. I can make it. I did. High dexterity, people. If you don't have it, don't jump. All right. I wanted to see if we could see the currents on this end. No. Hmm. Zanot says, like those beams of moonlight coming down near the Ronnie. Yes, killed by the two fingers. Oh, well, not only is it at that place, but also at Ronnie's chamber. If we go to Ronnie's chamber at night, the beams of moonlight are outside her chamber as well. Let's see if it's still night. Is it still night? Well, is it? It's still night. All right, let's go outside. Right there. 'Tis boggling to the mind. Why did they put that there? And it's only in that direction, the west. And what do we see in the west? Nothing. There's nothing out there. The moon is in the east. So this right here must come from the moon that we only see from up here, which I don't have yet. Which I can get right now. Let's go do it. I think it's residual life. That's what crystals grown from. Like crystals, like real crystals grown from mineral deposits collections. Maybe that is what the remains of the majority of the former citizens that live there. They are just floating energies, spirit energy now. What a horrible thought, but you could be right. So now it says, I stare for hours at things in this game and rarely understand what I'm looking at. Exactly. And you know what, Zanad? That is, I think that's exactly the true Inquisitor way. You can look at something and realize you don't know what you're looking at. That's step number one. Insight says the moon is nearly the moon is nearly the closest celestial body. It's all starlight. Merely, is merely. It's all starlight. Hmm. Are you serious? That's an interesting concept. I'm not sure. Are you serious? If you're serious, expand on that. Let me get out the killer here because I want to kill this boss as quickly as possible. Pull out the OP weapon. And let's see. The goon squad is not going to be good for this, but Latenna is going to be absolutely. Oh, you know what? We're not going to use Latenna. We're going to use this big mouth. We're going to see how he does. And then we'll go look at this. But first things first, you know what? We're going to power up with everything we got first. All right, so this one first. Then this one. All right. Kill out this guy. All right, let's go. Oh, I forgot. I forgot this. They shoot lasers. That means he's a Robotech warrior. Gundam. Our artillery's doing work. Oh shit! Already phase 2. Damn, that almost killed me. That almost killed me in one shot. Damn. Oh, I'm out of power up. That's okay. We're gonna drink just in case. Power up. Power up. Can't sneak up on me. I'm paranoid. All right. Now that we got that, let's see. Power up the base cannon. There you go. For real. That little cannon guy, I never use him, but might. Normally, before I started streaming, I would always use Latina in the Good Squad, but Latina's really mean. All right, let's go get the key. That the key is. Where is the key? Oh man, we have to. Damn, we have to beat what's her face. We can do it in 7 minutes. We can do it. We can do it. We can do it. We'll just we'll just we'll just bring the goon squad. Because I have to get that. Oh man, but do I have Ronnie's? Have I done her mission? I think so. If I'm down there, that means I've done the mission, I hope. Or the quest. All right, we stay on this side, and now we run this side. Pick that up. Another one. We'll down this side. We'll do a semi. Oh, wow. We'll just power up all the way. Kill this. Kill this lady. Oh, I should have opened up the what is it? The side door. Oh well. One and done it. We'll one and done it. All right. Do that. All right, so if we're gonna yeah. We got it. We got it. Radigan statue in the back. Do we want to watch this? No. We know what's going on. We got the derp kids. There you are. That should do it. Now we get her with bleed. Come on, bleed, proc, proc. Oh. Now, here's something. Is the black smoke that comes out of Ronnie or in the center of the room, is this the same type of black smoke, holy damage or holy magic that we see in the Blade of Darkness and coming off the Shadow Tree and in the Divine Towers?
My beloved, have no fear. I will hold thee.
You poor our Nork woman. You don't even know you're not real. See that? That's the same. That's the same stuff that we see in the Sword of Darkness, in the Shadow Tree.
Upon my name is Rani the Witch. Mother's rich
The same stuff that you see in the Divine Towers. The real Renala coming out here, a memory of her, some type. Perhaps that could be a puppet since it's light blue. Did the real Renala get turned into a puppet?
Of the last queen of Caria, Renala of the full moon. And the majesty
Right.
of the night she conquered.
Spirals, yeah. Oh, did you hear that sound? Oh, shit. All right. Power up. Oh. Oh, no, 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 no. Goon Squad, just keep her busy. Keep her busy, Goon Squad. Bro. All right, now she's dead. Don't let that hit you. Don't let it hit you.
Little Rani, my dear daughter, weave thy night into being.
I'm trying to see if there's anything in the sky besides the moon.
Where did he flee, my sweetings? Come out from whence ye hide. There are books and light aplenty, dither not. Come out, say I.
That's one thing interesting that I don't think I never heard anybody discuss was that why isn't there the little kids running around? If you have a good idea, let me know. Oh, just in time. Here we go. Huh. Okay, so that moon is to the north. Okay, so the regular moon is to the east. This moon is to the north, and the light that we see from Ronnie's tower is from the west. There's nothing there. Excuse me. Renala turns them into gravestones and uses them as weapons. I'd run and hide too. Yeah. You're right. Clearly the children don't mean anything to her. Rattle says, crazy how when you use the sword of light for the spell, you take some pose as Mikla's light. You take the same pose as Mikla's light. Let's look. Let's look. Let me get Mikla's light out. We'll do it back to back. All right. So sort of light. Let's get over here to the ground so we can see. Oh shit. Oh, I didn't mean to kill you, buddy. All right, let's do it again. Okay. All right, Mikla's light. Let's do that. I'm gonna say the hand doesn't rotate. Sure, you got one hand in the air, but the fingers aren't spread open. No, not spread. And the hand is up, reaching towards the gods. Slight variations, but pretty close. Meta, welcome back at the end of the stream, Meta. But I appreciate you showing up. Thank you. Meta says, I'm sorry I'm late, gang. I just got my first queer girlfriend and love you all. Gotta run. Oh, take it easy. Have fun with your girlfriend. You're doing it. Man, talk about winner there. Winner. Let's see. I'm stuck maidenless still. But Meta's living the dream. Let's see. There you go. Well, let's zoom in on this moon. See if we see anything. I think this moon is a water planet. No, I'm joking. I have no idea. Oh, no, it's got Ronnie's rune on it. You can see the lines right here. That's Ronnie's rune. Right here. Boom, boom, boom. That's where yep, that's what it is. No. Honestly, I have no idea what the deal is with this moon. And another thing that also boggles me when it comes to the moons, it's not that we see this moon here. Is that in the land of shadows, we see the same moon to the east. That drives me crazy. It drives me crazy that we can see the moon in the land of shadows. I think that moon might be the one true god moon. who was saying that this moon was energy, life force? I think they might be right. Why is this moon hidden all the time? Anyway, so there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Another night of lore discussion, lore crafting. It was fun, as it always is. We don't know anything about these twin moons yet. Well, let's see. Make sure y'all go over and look at underscore or Serious Moonlight's channel. He's got a new video out. It's a great thing. It's a great video. It's about 14, 15 minutes long. Worth your time. Go over there, subscribe, like his stuff. It's awesome. Serious Moonlight. Then stop on over to Boss Saucer stuff. Got a new video out too. I think it's first one. It's pretty great. I think it's only 1 minute. Great stuff. Also check out Metafactual stuff. It's great stuff. Meta, you're the question of the week. That's right. I should say that. Question of the week this week is, ladies and gentlemen, it's a doozy. And it'll make you question everything. And that question is the question of the week, ladies and gentlemen. And that we'll be discussing tomorrow on the open mic. So if you want to answer it, feel free to get in queue on the Discord and let us know your answer. The question of the week is, what's it like to be tarnished? It's kind of meta, factual. But yeah, what's it like to be tarnished? Tell me. I don't think we're ever going to get the same answer. And that's exactly what I'm looking for. I want to see your perspectives on what it's like to be tarnished. Your Pharaoh says, are the branches behind the moon? Oh, that is a good idea. Let us look. Not there. No, they're in front, as you can see here. Good question. Good question, Pharaohs. So yeah, so make sure I'm gonna tag all these people in the short description tonight because they're great lore tubers, great ones. But yeah, Not Godwin, Anna Nikapu, Spire Unity, Jackal Khan, everybody, check them out. All right, and let's see what else. That's it. Tomorrow is the call-in shows from 7 to 9 Central Standard Time, or Texas time if you're a cool person. Central Standard Time. Make sure you're there. Make sure you call in if you want to talk Elden Ring. And you don't have to answer the question of the week, but if you just want to talk to me about or share your stuff with the community, you can. And that's it. Everybody, be safe out there, and I will see y'all tomorrow. Zanod says, hold on. Better than being a crazed noble wanderer begging the dragon Abdullah to burn them. Yeah. Yeah. That is crazy. That's crazy. We'll look at that tomorrow too. Or next time. Agil, flames of Agil.